What? What shall we watch is the question. And it's going to be something out of this. Oh, there we go. Something out of that. I active. What is it going to be? So let's see. I've seen Nor I the Curse for sure. And I think I tried to watch Shikoku or whatever that is, but I don't really remember. Hold on. So, all right, let's see now. Let's see what to pick. I don't know how I'm going to decide, honestly. So Nora is very... The Noroi, I don't know, Noroi, the curse is, yeah, the camera didn't like that because I have it trained on me. That's good. It's good. It's pretty creepy found footage movie. And it's fairly recent, although I don't remember, I mean, it's not new at all, but I think comparatively, I mean, I have to check here, but it's not a super old movie or anything like that. Then Carved, the Slit-Mouthed Woman, Persona, not the persona you're probably thinking of, but it could be, depending on who you are, I suppose. And then Inugami and St. John's Wort and Shikoku, which I might have tried to watch, and then Isola, Multiple Personality Girl. Maybe that's the move. Isola, Multiple Personality Girl. So that's going to be the move for tonight. Isola, Multiple Personality Girl. Into the movie room for this. Hold on. Let's go. Just a little blue in here right now. All right, so I'm going to watch this movie on a rather large screen, and I'll be back. And I may, if I have something, if there's something worth talking about that I need to talk about right away, I will pause the movie and do so. Okay, I'm almost 15 minutes in. One of the first, in less than 5 minutes in, there's a dead dog, although you never saw the dog alive, so the emotional impact is not as dire as it might be, but that was that was a thing. But yeah, there's this character who's volunteering at a shelter that's housing people that just went through an earthquake, and she can hear thoughts. I don't know if it's new, and I'm thinking maybe she doesn't know. She might have amnesia, maybe, but I don't know yet. But that seems to be a possibility right now. And she can hear what people are thinking, and that has come into play now a couple times. And then we just saw some girl after another character mentions multiple personality disorder. We see a girl who decided to go put her face in a toilet and drown herself or something. So this is all very early into the movie, and I'm not going to spoil anything more. But so far, this movie's it's actually pretty good. I mean, it's it's a horror movie, so there's dark stuff, but it has a good opening, I'd say, considering, and it uses what I think is some kind of stock footage of an earthquake in Japan somewhere. So I don't know. So far, so good. I needed another beverage after the toilet incident. So anyway, I'll keep going. All right, I'm 43 minutes in, and this movie, I know already it's a good movie. And maybe I should have known that, but I didn't really look into it very much to see who the director was and what he had done previously. But to my great satisfaction, one of my favorite Japanese actors, who mostly I've seen in Takeshi Kitano's movies, is I think Susumu Terajima. Terajima-san? I don't know. I love that guy. Anytime I see him, he shows up in a movie, it makes me feel good about the movie for whatever reason. I don't know. I just like seeing that guy's face. And he showed up. And then, let's say he had a scene that made an impression. Not long after that. But I'm glad to have seen him there. Anyway, gonna need another beverage. And I'm about halfway into the movie. Be back at some point. I don't know. Well, I tried to go out on the porch, but it's just a little too windy out there today. Isola Complete. Man, that was really good. I hadn't really heard about this movie before, but it turns out that it came out in 2000 on a double bill. It was like the lower half of a double bill with Ring Zero. That makes a lot of sense in its own way. But yeah, absolutely worth watching. Isola Multiple Personality Disorder. You can find it if they still have this out there. I think so. In the J Horror Rising box set. I'm sure. I think it's still available, but don't quote me on that. I don't want to spoil much, but it has the tropes of the time for sure, like creepy Asian girl, water. There's lots of water, but there's like a bonus deprivation tank thing going on in this movie. So I find that to always be a good sign so far. I mean, I think I can only think of one other movie that I can't think of the name of right now that has a really good deprivation tank stuff in it that's pretty well known, and I just can't think of the guy that did The Devils. Why am I blanking on his name? English guy, I think. Ken Russell is he had a movie. Hold on. Pretty sure it was him. Altered States. Okay. Ken Russell, Altered States. I recently watched that. It's got a deprivation tank. Also, very worth it. It's not really necessarily the deprivation tank that makes it worth it, but I think it's a good sign. That's all I'm saying. It's definitely got the J horror thing going, but it's pretty unique for J horror. Also, it's based on a book of some kind, like a lot of that stuff is. Ring is, Audition is, this is. It's not alone. It's in good company there. But Isola, Multiple Personality Girl. Yes, strong yes. If you've reached this point in the video, thank you. I appreciate it. I mean, even if you haven't, but I'm not talking to you if you're gone. So if you're still here, thank you. I don't know. I kind of just need to do this, even if it's bad, or even if it's meandering, or even if it doesn't really target anybody the way it's the way you would ideally, right? I'm trying to be authentic, but this is like the level of effort I can put in right now. That's what it really comes down to. And I'm trying not to burn myself out because I kind of think I did before, and it became like a thing, which I was enjoying for a while, and then it became like a drudgery or whatever. So also, Rippaverse is still in me. I need, I've got a lot of there's just a little hint, a lot of catching up to do, and some of it is right there. A lot of catching up. Some of it's right there. Whatever. Anyway, thanks. Have a great day, evening, morning, noon, night, existence, whatever it is that you're doing. And I'll see you next time. The day is finished. One more thing. I may not have been paying full attention. In fact, I definitely wasn't. Why do I know this? Because I was just checking out the commentary on Isola, and that dog in the beginning that I mentioned that shows up dead in less than 5 minutes. I know I'm like, well, it's less impactful because you didn't really see it alive. Actually, moments before, you do see it alive, playing with the titular character of the movie, or I don't know about playing with, but in the same space with the titular character of the movie, who you don't know is that person yet. And then the dog shows up dead, like right after, like as our main character comes around the corner and sees both of these things. And I kind of missed that because I wasn't paying full attention, obviously. But anyway, so just small correction. Still, you don't form an emotional bond with this animal before it dies. Like in some other movies, like even Audition, you learn the name of the dog before the ultimate, you know, I don't know, it's like the ultimate statement of horror or badness when you kill the animal instead of save the animal and all that junk. Maybe that's nonsense, but for some people, for me, it's whatever it is. But I've seen, and I know some people, it is a big deal, so it's worth mentioning. It shouldn't stop you from watching the movie, even though I'm probably talking to someone right now, and it's going to stop you because you just care too much, I guess. Not that that's a bad thing. Just watch the movie anyway. It'll be okay, I promise. I promise. All right, we're really done now. Bye.